Hi and welcome to OPM Now, where we inform you about the activities of the Prime Minister and your government. I'm Naomi Francis. This week on OPM Now, 1 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines administered in Jamaica. Jamaica secures tangible outcomes from COP26 in Glasgow, Scotland. And Jamaica welcomes non-stop flights from Germany and Canada. These and more stories coming up right now. More than 1 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines have been administered in Jamaica. The milestone was reached on Sunday, November 7, 2021, 3 weeks ahead of the target date set by Prime Minister Andrew Holness.
We have decided to redouble our efforts with another campaign to ensure that we reach 1 million vaccinated Jamaicans by the end of November. And that is not impossible, and it is not a necessarily very difficult task. It just requires greater focus. And so the government will be redoubling its efforts. Right throughout the country, we'll be pulling together our partners, including the unions and the churches.
Jamaica is currently administering 3 vaccines: AstraZeneca, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson. Jamaica has secured some major outcomes following the country's participation in the United Nations Climate Change COP26 summit in Glasgow, Scotland last week. Jamaica will receive a $1 million grant from the Government of India to boost resilience building. The island was also selected as one of the 5 pioneering countries to access finance for climate projects. Prime Minister Andrew Holness delivered 2 major speeches to world leaders at the conference and held several bilateral engagements.
If we are to have any realistic chance of meeting our climate ambitions, we need financing that is predictable, less fragmented, and easier to access. Allow me to emphasize that for small island developing states, the greater need is for funding for loss and damage, which is necessary for our protection and recovery from disasters, as well as for adaptation.
And the Minister of Environment and Climate Change, the Honourable Colonel Charles Jr., appeared on British television to speak on the matter.
The targets that are set by our developed partners and countries has to reflect the urgency of action that is needed. The urgency is now. And so we are concerned with the targets. We are pushing for it to be more ambitious, and we're pushing for the targets to represent exactly what we need to do if we are going to tackle the climate crisis.
And last week, the House of Representatives passed amendments to the Road Traffic Act to allow law enforcement to continue issuing traffic tickets with the current fines.
This bill seeks to amend the Road Traffic Act to provide for updating of the fixed penalties. Madam Speaker, in relation to the Road Traffic Act 2018, which was passed but not yet brought into force, the reality is that the technical officers within the Ministry of Transport and Mining have been working assiduously on the changes to be made regarding the regulations, which, as you may be aware, are of an extremely technical nature.
On the education scene, more than 300 schools reopened for face-to-face classes on November 8. The schools had to be certified by both the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education following COVID safety inspections. In the meantime, students on the Program for Advancement Through Health and Education, PATH, are exempt from fees for the 6th Form Pathways program. Additionally, students under the Compulsory Secondary Education program and who are not part of the PATH program will receive grants beginning September 2022. Students who register for the 6th Form Pathway program at a high school will benefit from a grant of $17,000, and if the child accesses the program at a public tertiary institution, the Ministry of Education will pay a grant of $60,000. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, Opm, has developed a national tsunami response plan and standing order procedure for Jamaica. The Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, the Honourable Desmond Mackenzie, made the announcement last week at the ceremony for the 7th semi-virtual regional platform for disaster risk reduction in the Americas and the Caribbean. The minister said the plan comes as a vital aspect of the country's disaster risk reduction program through a joint effort which includes the governments of the Republic of Chile and Costa Rica and UNESCO.
Emerging out of further deliberations as well as the review of the Regional Action Plan, the Ministerial High-Level Authority, the session also adopted a revised Regional Action Plan for the Ministerial Declaration. Ladies and gentlemen, our Regional Assessment Report of 2021 highlight disaster risk are the drive or the foundation of all our efforts to reduce disaster risk.
Residents of Gordontown can now breathe a sigh of relief as the Gordontown Main Road was officially reopened. Last November, Tropical Storm Eta severely affected sections of the constituency. The Gordontown breakaway was one such area in need of immediate repair. This was done in record time and completed under budget.
Investments like these should give you confidence that the government is able to fulfill its commitment. When I stood at that light post and said we're going to get this done and get it done on time, many didn't believe it, thanks to your Member of Parliament, Mrs. Holness, and the contractors. Those words have come true.
So residents, I thank you for putting up with us for the period. And guess what? You are richer for it. You are better for it. Because now we have a sustainable, strong, rock solid wall built right here. And we have been gifted with the Savage Pen route, which I'm asking you to also continue to maintain. Thanks for everyone involved. Thanks for working fast and hard. Thanks for finishing in record time and within budget. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And finally, some tourism news. Jamaicans and Europeans will now have easy connections across Europe as Jamaica welcomes twice weekly non-stop flights between Germany and Montego Bay. Also, Canada's Air Transat is back with 5 flights per week between Jamaica and Canada, 3 non-stop flights to Toronto and 2 non-stop flights to Montreal in and out of Montego Bay. And that's it for OPM Now. Please remember to follow the Prime Minister on all socials at Andrew Holness JM and on YouTube at Andrew Michael Holness /JM. And look out for OPM Now every Monday at 6 p.m. on all socials. Catch you next week and stay safe.